Hello, hello, hello. All right, give my camera time to find me. What's up? What's up? What's up? Maybe it's too much light. Hold on one second. It's gonna find me. You found me. You found me. Okay, so check this out. So I don't know who runs Miss Pilar account, but I had this post. I think I posted it on X. That she had shared, and I liked it. So that's when people go in your DMs and leave a message or whatever and respond. And I told you there's a dialogue that's beginning to form, right? So I say, you know what, Miss Pilar, we love you over at What She Said Sports. I sent her the link to the 10:30 to the podcast. I said I go live at 10:35 every day for sure. Come over in the comments, stop by the live stream or pop in the comments and say hi. We love you at What She Said Sports. So I'm not saying she's gonna do it. I'm just saying, I went on ahead and put it out there. Bucky stopped by early on. So yeah, maybe she'll just stop by today when she on her phone somewhere in the 10:35 to midnight 9 time frame, because we really still be on here. And she'll just pop in the comments. So y'all look for her. Y'all look for her, because I can't look and talk at the same time. All right, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Okay, now y'all know we get into the end of the year. Everybody's making their New Year's Eve plans. And y'all know Cam versus Shedeur is Sunday. You know we'll be live. We're having a watch party. But there's something else that's happening now that the season is getting close to the end, right? The regular season. People are beginning to fail up. Yes, another article about Kevin Stefanski becoming a head coach at another team. I'm like, are y'all serious right now? This man is a legal liability. But I told y'all he knows where the bodies are buried, so they can't just discard him. But guess who they talking about discarding? Jerry Jeudy. See, Jerry Jeudy got played. See, he took the heat off of Stefanski and put it on himself, thinking, oh, nothing's going to happen. But Jerry Jeudy is being cast off as a problematic crash out. And now people are saying, now we see why Jerry Jeudy didn't do well at other places, because he a crash out. Whereas Kevin Stefanski is about to fail upwards. You see how that works? Black people, don't let these people use y'all. See, y'all think the money is everything, but your reputation and your integrity will likely outlive that money. Understand that. And then you're going to need some more money, and you're going to be untouchable. You're going to be a virus. So Kevin Stefanski is about to fail up. Stay tuned. I'm like, well, the good part is he can get the hell out of Cleveland and maybe Shedeur could stay, right? So Deshaun returning to practice. The Browns got to figure out what they want to do, right? They got two quarterbacks, and they don't want neither one of them to be the quarterback next year. If they thought seriously about Deshaun, would they be talking about Mendoza? I said, oh, okay, so now y'all want Mendoza. Let's see. Deshaun, Shedeur, Jameis Winston, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, PJ Walker, and we got Dylan and Mendoza. So the Browns want to collect black and brown QBs like Infinity Stones. You have an elite QB1 in Shedeur Sanders, who you choose to ignore, even though he put up numbers in camp in the preseason. Already doing well. People saying this kid got it. People saying he just need time. What they should be saying is Kevin Stefanski denied him the time to develop intentionally. It is so utterly disgusting that the Browns have decided to sabotage their own quarterback. I mean, I just think that that's just the craziest thing in the world. Because you could have traded him when a trade offer come through, and you could have traded him at the trade deadline. But no, you wanted to hold on to him, to continue to sabotage him and think you're going to destroy him like they tried to do in the draft. And then there's somebody out here, we're going to take a listen to Mr. Emmett, who decided he wants to talk to the Shedeur and Sanders nations. I'm like, we're Shedeurians, about why it is that y'all say y'all care about Shedeur, but y'all get upset when people critique him, because y'all aren't critiquing him. You're trying to do what you did in the draft and assassinate his character and destroy his trade value, and we ain't for it. So we're going to look at that. But first, I want to shout out SWAC, MEAC people. Make sure y'all know when these games are. I want y'all to support these games through your TV set or your iPhone or whatever device you have. They play some good football in HBCU. They really did, right? Again, I got totally frustrated with seeing the racism happen and all the sabotage at Colorado. I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of it. They sabotaging Coach Prime. They sabotaging Shedeur. They want to kick out Shiloh. I'm going to watch me some HBCU football. Go back to where it all started, right? So I want to go ahead and shout out some people. So let's do that, right? And then we're going to talk about somebody else failing upwards. Baltimore Ravens fans, are you in here? Raise your hand. Say presente or I'm here. If you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, fly, Ravens fly. Because y'all got somebody over there that's failing up. And y'all know who it is. The tight end that dropped the ball just got a 3-year, $23 million extension to fail up 3 more years with the Baltimore Ravens. 'Tis the season to fail up a white man. That's what it is. That's just what it is in the NFL. That's the season it is. This is when all of the guys who failed up get their reward for their services. Wait until we hear about the defensive coordinator for Atlanta. That's the last one on my bingo card, right? That's the last one on my bingo card. I'm waiting for him to fail right on up for his services. 'Tis the season. Stay tuned. All right, so here we go. We have the SWAC. Okay, so we're gonna start with the SWAC, and we have, I think they have the MEAC as well. So SWAC newcomers, that's the people, the new players in the SWAC, the coaches, etc. So the recent honors they have for football was Quincy Ivory. I've heard his name numerous times, and he won Newcomer of the Year. Then they went on to men's basketball, women's basketball. I also have one here for football only. So for the SWAC is divided into 2, East and West, right? SWAC Coach of the Year, they just put it all together. Tremaine Jackson, that's Prairie View. Offensive Player of the Year, we have Andrew Body. I think that's their quarterback. I think because I've heard his name a lot, and he actually did really good. I want to see if Andrew Body is going to be invited to the combine. That's kind of what I'm waiting to find out. I want to see how that's going to work. Of course, there's an HBCU combine, but I'm waiting to see if he'll be invited to the NFL combine. I don't know how many quarterbacks get that opportunity, if that's what Andrew Body is, but I think it is. Defensive Player of the Year, of course, Quincy Ivory, Jackson State. Don't sleep on Jackson State. Their starting quarterback and their backup, number 11. I was like, Coach Prime need to get him. So we're going to have to keep an eye. And now that Coach Marshall Faulk is over at Southern, don't be surprised if you hear me talking about HBCU football a little more. Just in case y'all don't know, Coach Prime gave Coach Marshall Faulk his blessing. Not that he needed it, but, he encouraged him to apply for the job, and he was happy that he got the job. I kind of speculated it was something like that, right? So shout out to Coach Marshall Faulk, who's over there, already had his first press conference, and basically say, I know y'all come for the band, but you're going to be staying here for the third and fourth quarter for the football. Trust me. So shout out to Marshall Faulk. So another elite talent has come home to HBCUs. So hopefully we can get somebody else too. And I think they're talking about Grambling State trying to get somebody over there too. I think Ed Reed. So stay tuned for that. And then Freshman of the Year, Chase Bingham from Prairie View A&M University. Okay, so on to the MEAC. Offensive Lineman of the Year, Roger Smith, South Carolina State. Now I mentioned South Carolina State. Normally they just beat up everybody in the Celebration Bowl, but it looks like that's the school where the NFL likes to get its talent from until Alabama A&M this year. So I'm waiting to see if Alabama State, if they get some good looks, and Jackson State, if they get some good looks as well. And also too, Prairie View. So all of the schools, all 4 schools, plus the outstanding players that made like all HBCU teams, if they get some really good looks, right? The MEAC. So that's the MEAC Rookie of the Year, Raymond Moore III from Morgan State. And I don't know if y'all know, but Morgan State is coming on fast and furious. I think they're trying to turn that school into a medical school, getting all this money from one benefactor. Y'all know Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. I forget her first name. I don't know how. I feel like every HBCU she gave money to should have a building named after her because she didn't have to do that. So shout out to cannot remember her name, but y'all know who it is. And then coach of the year, Shedeur Barrett. Now this is the coach everybody want to beat, and I know who this coach is because when Coach Prime at Jackson State made it over to the Celebration Bowl, one time they lost to South Carolina State, and then the second lost to North Carolina State. So Shedeur Barrett's, people thought that in the MEAC over there that Deshaun Jackson should have won. Now I want to say this, HBCU people, let's be nice to the new people, right? We got Deshaun Jackson doing something that's outstanding, and y'all don't want to give him coach of the year. You want to give it to Shedeur Barrett when he won it like 13 times. Come on now. We want to be welcoming to the new people. See, when Coach Prime came, y'all was a little in your feelings, right? Y'all got to move past that. Make room, right? It's so many of us. It's room for everybody. So I personally feel like Shedeur Barrett, yes, he's been doing this. So just give him coach of the decade. But I do think they should have given, I don't think he should have gave it to him. I do think that Coach Deshaun Jackson turning around Delaware State in one season, in his first season, should have gotten coach of the year because that's extraordinary, right? We don't want to be mean to the new coaches that take these jobs and turn these programs around. So let's be hospitable, right? Just give Coach Shedeur Barrett, because he earned it, coach of the decade, and to give Deshaun Jackson coach of the year because he earned it, right? So that's my spiel on the MEAC and the SWAC. The games are, well, y'all know South Carolina already won. South Carolina State already won the MEAC. So this weekend is Prairie View versus Jackson State. And then they come into Atlanta for the Celebration Bowl. I will be there. I will be there. I will be there. Well, at least that's what I say. That's the plan. Guys say make plans. Let me laugh in your face. So, but that's the plan for me to go to the Celebration Bowl. So look for that. So I'll be kind of keeping up with that as we go on. So shout out to HBCU football. Y'all did really well this year. I'm proud. Okay. And let's moving on. Moving right along to Colorado. Okay. Colorado. Whoo. Yeah, I think they're trying to do Coach Prime in because now you tell me what you think about this. Okay. Today was signing day, right? And the 2026 recruiting class, the kids coming out of high school, was ranked 100th, right? That's kind of low, but it's okay. Let me tell you what happened yesterday. So y'all heard me say earlier today that there was a post going around the day before signing day, apparently, supposedly coming from Colorado, that they would put this information out here. Colorado put this information out here. I find this crazy, right? That, now listen to this, Sports Business Journal. In order for the Sports Business Journal to know about this, somebody had to tell them this is inside information. It says, hold on one second, let me make sure y'all can still see my screen. Okay. It says, the University of Colorado Athletic Department is projecting a $27 million deficit for the fiscal year ending June 2026. That's next year. So you already broke. That's what you're saying. You put it out here the day before signing day that high school players have a chance to sign up and be excited about Colorado, that y'all broke now and you're going to be broke next year. So we don't have no NIL money. That's what you did. That's what you did. That's what you want to do to your coach who helped you make $300 million. Okay. It will also need, the athletic department is the it, will also need $11.9 million from the university. So I need money from school because I'm broke. And next year I got here, but I'm already broke and I'm going to be broke then. So I need $11.9 million from the university and $2.2 million from student fees. So tuition about to go run up. So all those kids that Coach Prime helped gravitate toward Colorado now got to pay increased tuition, despite all of the 3 sold out football seasons. And there are other schools out here, other sports. What happened to skiing? They ain't bringing in no money. And you put this out the day before signing day and then go on to say, but there's still more money to count. So it might not be a problem, but nobody got to read that part. You put this out the day before signing day. So you're trying to make Coach Prime signing day more difficult. What do y'all think about this? Right? What do y'all think about this? Because this is not good business. This is not showing that we want you, we value you, Coach Prime. This is no different than the Big 12 GM and his staff person coming out and saying what? After we get all of these recruits. I mean, they got more resources over at Georgia and Alabama. So if you don't make it over there, don't come over here to Colorado. It's 16 schools in the Big 12. So you're trying to run Coach Prime off. So you don't want to pay him the $44 million, but you want to annoy him enough that you think he'll just quit. Coach Prime is not a quitter. And I think it's gross to do that, what the Big 12 GM did, and 3 more recruits went to other schools. They decommitted from Colorado after that. People like, you could sue for that. I'm like, yeah, you can. Right? That's bad business. So you mad because Coach Prime's still there and you owe him $44 million. Buy him out then. You say you ain't got no money, so you going to harass the man until he quit? You going to make life hard until he quit? Who does that to somebody that puts you back on the map? See, that's selfish. And see, I told y'all, I think they came and got Coach Prime from HBCUs to disrupt the trend of recruiting, of flipping 5-stars like Travis Hunter and others who had already decided to go to Jackson State for Coach Prime's 4th year that got upended. And today I read a kid, I forget what school I think he committed to A&T, North Carolina A&T. He had offers from big schools. I said, oh, we at that point. We finna run it back with these big players, these players that the big schools want. I said, let's see who they decide to poach next to stop Black kids from going to Black universities. And look at what happens in only year 3. You sabotage for all 3 years. Shedeur had to be a damn hero and savior to keep it from happening in year 2. And we didn't know all of this was going on. But it became evident this year when Colorado started to look a lot like Cleveland, that there was some sabotage happening again, and you could kind of pinpoint where it was coming from. And now you have people over the conference sabotaging the recruiting. You have people who know about the money issue or the money, not even an issue, making it seem like there's a problem now into next year. So don't come here. Why would you do something like that? This is why when I asked y'all in the poll, should Coach Prime have stayed at Jackson State? Yes. You know why? Because everything at Jackson State was fixable. The only problem at Jackson State was that the president, in my opinion, was problematic. And that is why they fired him in the following January. I think a lot that happened at Jackson State was so Coach Prime would feel the urge to move on. And I get it. Shedeur could have won the Heisman, but they snatched that from him fast and furious. And they didn't even want to give it to Travis. And then you know the rest. So sometimes maybe we do stay where we are, right? And fix those problems. Because what the hell has been happening at Colorado and what is happening now? I keep telling y'all, I don't know if he's going to make it past the 3rd game next year. Because look at the kind of games the conference people are playing. Look at the kind of information being put out after the athletic director hired him, got reassigned to some cushy job just to move him out the way. So you let me know what you think about this information being shared, but not totally revealed, that there might not be a budget fall, but you put out the worst part of it the day before, 24 hours before high school national signing day. Let me know your thoughts on that. All right. So shout out to Coach Prime for the recruiting they did do. Whoever stays, stay. Coach Prime can build up from the bottom all over again and make it rain over at Colorado. I don't think they deserve that, but you know, that ain't up to me. So shout out to Coach Prime because he's not a quitter, right? He just going to start over all over again. This will be his 3rd or his 4th rebuild, but that's not his choice, right? He didn't have to do all of this rebuilding at Jackson State at all. So we might not agree on whether he should have came to Colorado or not, but I do believe they only came to get Coach Prime from Jackson State, not because of all the money and all of the attention, because of the money, the attention, and the recruits from PWIs that were ready to flip and did flip to Jackson State. So that's my spiel on that. All right. So now we're going to get into Cleveland Browns. So y'all know Kevin Stefanski is failing up. And it seems like it's destined for him to find a better job. It seems like they are taking care of him. What did I say recently? I said they sure seem like they tiptoeing around Kevin Stefanski because they know he knows where the bodies are buried. He been there since 2020. They've been rebuilding since 2020. Has them say they're going to keep rebuilding for another 3 years. And when you look at what has transpired with Black quarterbacks, it looks like there's been some nefarious activity to devalue Black quarterbacks in Cleveland and send them on to somewhere else as anything other than a QB1 or a QB2. That's what it looks like. So it wouldn't surprise me if they get another job and try to hold on to Shedeur rather than send Shedeur to another team where there is no Kevin Stefanski type character that's willing to disrupt his career. Everybody's not willing to do that. There are coaches in the NFL that have asked, how does he still have a job? Because they don't know the secret. They don't know what's been going on for 5 years. There are some people that do, and they right there in Cleveland. Now, yesterday we talked about the young man, Wyatt Teller, the one that hoisted Shedeur up in the air in celebration, that spoke up and said, they ain't get no reps with Shedeur, so they ain't really know him like that in the first game versus the Ravens. Well, his mom spoke up. His mom said she said she has been silent long enough. She does not appreciate the manner in which her son was benched, that she realizes his PFF grade has fallen. I'm like, say what? Call my mom and ask her if she know what PFF is. I know she don't. She said, I know his PFF grade is not where it used to be, but you could have talked to him first. Now, I don't know why Teller said he's not injured. She said he's injured. I said, I don't know what the hell is going on here, but there's a lot of effort here to make me believe that this woman knows what the hell PFF is, and I don't believe it. I'm gonna tell y'all what she said. I even got off the phone with my mama. I'm gonna call and say, Mama, do you know what PFF is? She gonna be like, huh? And y'all gonna say you don't play football. I told you I grew up as a Saints fan. I told you that. I told you that. And we don't play. Mama, do you know about so-and-so PFF grade? When I said this woman did not write this. I don't know how old Wyatt Teller is. I don't know how old his mama is, but she didn't write that. I said, why are they trying to make us think that Wyatt Teller is either injured or not injured? It's a back and forth. First, he was benched because he was injured. Wyatt Teller himself came out and said, that's not true. I'm healthy. Now, Wyatt Teller mama saying he lying. That his PFF grade was the worst when actually he had one of the best ones. And she's saying he injured. So, and then she deleted it. I don't think she posted it. I think there are a lot of people running around trying to protect Kevin Stefanski from himself. Kevin Stefanski was the one that lied and said that Wyatt Teller was injured. So to see Wyatt Teller mama out here and have her talking about PFF, because ain't no way, partner. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot, right? We got all these people failing up, and now I got Wyatt Teller mama out here, not happy about her son being benched and contradicting what her own son said about PFF, which I doubt she's familiar. Now, if she used to be a high school football coach, then I'll give her a pass. But no, I'm not convinced. I think somebody had Wyatt Teller mama phone and they went in and they put that out there because they want to cover up the fact that Kevin Stefanski lied and said he was benching Wyatt Teller because he was injured, and Wyatt Teller said I was not. So this woman has not Miss Cheryl Teller has added to the confusion. So you don't know what to believe. And I think that was the point. It says Miss Cheryl Teller, last name Teller _Cheryl. So this not a new account. Y'all know people was doing that way back then, like way back then with social media. Like she probably got a Facebook, right? I've been as silent as I can be in regards to the recent benching of my son, Wyatt Teller. It's no doubt his PFF score was not up to his standard of play, but to remove him for this was poorly done. As a result of doing this, he got hurt in the last series of the game. Question mark? What the hell is happening here? There's a lot happening to keep Kevin Stefanski from looking like he lying. It just really is. It's a lot happening, guys, to keep Kevin Stefanski from looking like he lied about why he benched Wyatt Teller. Why is there so much of a rush and so much effort to protect Kevin Stefanski from his own lies, his own saboteur behavior? Help me understand. Is it because his dad was in the NBA and if he's a liar, they think people gonna start looking at his dad? Like normally you don't go through this much trouble to rescue someone from their own behavior unless they're valuable to you. Now, when I posted that Kevin Stefanski is preparing to fail upwards, they said his record between last year and this year is like 6-23. How can a coach with a 6-23 record on what's this, December the 3rd, be considered for a head coaching job and another team? What, the Giants? Because that's the only other dysfunctional team that's in this sorted mess from the draft. And I could see it. But that's a bigger market. So that's a win-win for a man that's failing up. It's not like they sending him to a team that nobody goes there. You talking about a loyal fan base, just like Cleveland. But in a bigger market, the team is second highest valuation in the probably double-digit billions. And that's where you want to send Kevin Stefanski, who you say in this article has a 20-something, 23 record? How do you fail up like that? Whiteness. They want to fire Mike Tomlin from Pittsburgh and ask, does he want to be the head coach at the Cleveland? Hell no. Mike Tomlin is a good dude. That's a demotion. That franchise is dysfunctional as hell. Shout out to Shedeur for overcoming dysfunction, for overcoming Kevin Stefanski's dysfunction. And now you want him to take his dysfunction on the road to the New York Giants? I wonder how they fans feel about that. Any Giants fans in the chat, how do y'all feel about Kevin Stefanski failing up as your next head coach of the New York Giants? Let me know your thoughts. So, Wyatt Teller's mom has left me confused. And I think that was the point because she ended her sentence before she deleted this. She ended her sentence by asking a question, and I thought she was telling us something. So I don't know what the hell is going on. I personally believe Wyatt Teller out of his own mouth that he was not injured, and they changed the reason he was benched to its coach's decision. So I don't know why this post ever had to make the light of day, because she wasn't like clearing her son. She was basically trying to say what Mary Cabot said. So technically, Mary Cabot called her up and told her to say this because Mary Cabot said this. He wasn't playing good. Stefanski looked at the tape and Wyatt Teller hasn't been playing up to par, so that's why he's been. But then Stefanski said it was because he have a calf injury. And Wyatt Teller said, I'm not injured. So Stefanski looks like a liar, and people like me, well, wait a minute. What about all these injuries? Was Shedeur really injured when you didn't want him to play? Was Deshaun really injured all those times? Did you just want the insurance money? What's going on with these injuries? A lot of these injuries fake. So I think that's why this confusion was thrust upon us to protect Stefanski so people won't ask, is he faking himself? Is he lying about players' injuries? Using you're injured, I'm benching you to retaliate against Wyatt Teller for celebrating Shedeur. For, I don't know, all of these injuries against Deshaun when Deshaun was not injured like that in Houston. It just seems odd. All summer long, Dylan is injured. Then Shedeur could play. Then Pickett is injured. He's still sucking up all the reps for no reason. And then they just trade him, right? I think Flacco might have been the only person. Was he injured? He might have been the only one. And hell, he should have been the one that was injured because he was the oldest out of everybody. And I don't even know if he was ever injured. But we talked about that. Why they quarterbacks? Why everybody injured? It seems like they're not injured. It seems like the cat was let out of the bag yesterday when Teller said, I'm not injured. I'm fine. So Stefanski was trying to force him to be out by lying about an injury. And Teller's mom was adding confusion to make us think we don't know what the hell is happening. And it's working. It's working. But if you stop and think about it, Wyatt Teller said, I'm fine. So he's fine. So Stefanski lied when he said Teller was injured. He benched him, and people believe Teller is being done dirty by Stefanski for celebrating Shedeur. That's called retaliation. That is called retaliation. And now he's getting ready to fail up as a head coach in New York, which is already dysfunctional. He's going to go add more dysfunction to the dysfunction over there. So they got to find somewhere for him to go. That's what it's giving. So y'all let me know what you think about Wyatt Teller's whole lying about injuries and Wyatt Teller. I'm sticking with what Wyatt Teller said. And I'm sticking with the reason that the Kevin Stefanski wanted to bench Wyatt Teller was to, one, weaken the O-line, and two, retaliate against him for celebrating Shedeur. So that's how I feel about it. And I'm going to just leave it at that. Okay, so that's where we are. I think I got everybody else. Oh, I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to share because y'all have been talking in the comments about Myles Garrett and his sacks. So I did some research. Okay. Myles Garrett is an equal opportunity sacker. he will sack anybody. But what people are overlooking, it's not Myles Garrett, right? It's not Myles Garrett. It's the O-line for these particular players that you think Myles Garrett is targeting. That's not what's happening. So let me explain to y'all what's really taking place here. Okay, let me put some music on. We're going to be here for a second. Okay. $186 people hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Okay. All right. So you see here on my screen. All right. If you look at my screen, this is the latest on who Myles Garrett has sacked. If you notice, the quarterback sacked the most is Drake May. Now, remember when I looked up the top 5 quarterbacks sacked the most? It was Cam Ward first and Drake May second. And I said before the Browns played New England, I said, I don't think Drake May is all that. I said, because he's been sacked a lot, right? Normally, if you've been sacked a lot, like Geno Smith or Cam Ward, I mean, your O-line is either trash or you just not like that. So somehow being sacked just as much as Cam Ward or close to it, Drake May has managed to make it to damn near about to go to the Super Bowl, right? People say he out here looking like Tom Brady. I'm like, he been sacked a hell of a lot for somebody that's supposed to be good. But okay, I ain't gonna worry about that, right? I have my battles. I gotta pick. So this is what it is. It said Myles Garrett has sacked Drake May 5 times, Geno Smith 3 times. Now remember, Geno Smith was sacked 10 times. So he didn't sack him 10 times. Only sacked him 3 of the 10. So 7 times was attributed to other people. And then we had Brock Purdy sacked once. Now I agree with y'all. I truly believe Myles Garrett could have sacked Brock Purdy probably about 3 times. The first drive of the game when San Francisco had the ball, I'm like, Myles Garrett, did you just want to let Brock Purdy run around or what? So I think waiting until the fourth quarter was a little suspicious. So I understand y'all, suspicion, and I get it, right? Brock Purdy should have been sacked 3 times. Why it is we sparing Brock Purdy after his abysmal performance the week before, I have no idea. But that's what I mean by certain people get to fail up. So Brock Purdy was out here dancing. I'm like, Christian McCaffrey did all the work. Why you dancing? Why you dancing, right? And didn't you fail the week before? You don't need to be dancing. And he don't get criticized. They talked about it. wow, he had this many interceptions and kept it pushing. Then he came to town, and instead of the Browns winning and the number 2 defense in the league sacking him 5 times, because they probably could have got him, Myles Garrett could have got him 3 times. So if he got Geno Smith 3 times, he definitely could have got Brock Purdy, because Brock Purdy was just out there running around. The same running around until my Shedeur can't come to the league and do, but Brock Purdy could do it, right? So 1 time, but yeah, see, he could have broke the record or been 1 away from it. Then Lamar Jackson 4 times. That's not necessarily on Myles Garrett. That's on Lamar Jackson O-line. And who failed up over there? Who they protected in Baltimore? Not Lamar Jackson. The tight end, Mark Andrews, that dropped the ball and sent them home last year. And he just failed up and got rewarded with a 3-year extension. He already been in the league in 14 years. So they're going to let him be there for 17 years and give him $23 million after he cost them the postseason. Black players cannot fail up like that. I'm like, oh, so he's being rewarded for his services. He didn't even want to talk to the media afterwards. Was he ever fined for that? If so, he just got the money back. But they let Lamar Jackson get sacked 4 times. Baltimore's O-line been shady. Have they fixed it? No, because Lamar Jackson's the quarterback and they don't want to get to the Super Bowl with him. Remember, they were going to trade him. See, a lot of people don't know that. They were going to trade him, and no team wanted a 2-time MVP. And on his 3rd MVP, they gave it to Josh Allen, who has a 59 QBR rating. Stole it right under from Lamar Jackson. And then Justin Fields sacked 1 time. I mean, he really only threw for 54 yards. So, you know, it just says he's not targeting black people. I'm just going to put it out there. I know y'all was wondering, he could have got him. I'm like, but he only threw 54 yards, so I don't know. But he played the whole game. Now, I ain't his stats. So, to answer your question, it's really all about if the O-line is going to protect the quarterback, except for maybe the 49ers game. All right, so Myles Garrett is good. I can see, I like Myles Garrett. I think I like him for standing up for Shedeur when he did. I know they slapped him on the wrist, but he still kept talking up for Shedeur. I know they trying to show him some love and make him seem uber important and make him feel like you to start a team, not Shedeur, even though he got 10 million fans. Myles Garrett was never worried about that. He was never concerned about that. And Shedeur wasn't worried about it either. That's what they worry about, right? And they, the media, the Browns people, that's what they worry about. They worry about Shedeur Sanders fan base, the Shedeurians, and they worry about Shedeur Sanders celebrity. We don't worry about that, and he don't worry about that. And Myles Garrett is not worried about that. Jerry Jeudy might be worried about it, you know, but Myles Garrett and Jerry Jeudy are not even the same type of people, right? So shout out to Myles Garrett. He probably gonna break the record on Cam, because Cam has been sacked 48 times. Now, did somebody sit down here and say, well, maybe you could just only sack Brock Purdy 1 time and you could get the rest on Cam? Anything's possible. Anything's possible. I would hope that he hasn't done that, because I happen to think he's a nice guy, but I don't know him either, right? But I didn't get that impression, and I wanted to clarify this for y'all. I said there's something sinister going on in Cleveland. I meant the quarterbacks, the black ones, not Myles Garrett. So I just wanted to clear this up for y'all. So I think Myles Garrett is fine. I don't think he out there doing what y'all think he doing, or wondering. You were wondering, but you were right to think he could have sacked Brock Purdy more, because I thought he could have had 3. So that's interesting, right? Understand this: if they get you to do one thing, they're gonna get you to do something else. Just understand that. Don't sell yourself out like that. All right, so let's listen to this man. I thought what he said was good. This guy's name is Hanford Dixon 29. It said he's 10 toes down on Shedeur Sanders. I wanted to share what he said about Shedeur, and it's a direct contradiction of what the Emmett guy is saying, you know, talking about when people critique Shedeur, right? It's not enough love coming out of Cleveland in the media for Shedeur, in my opinion. They too busy worried about giving Stefanski another opportunity, right? Or looking for something to complain about where Shedeur is concerned. Let's see. So let's share that. I wanted to share this, because it's rare. You know, you don't hear a lot of good stuff coming out of Cleveland.
door through to was it Fanning? I think it was.
Yeah.
Beautiful pass that he threw. People could say what they want to say, and I'm going to tell you guys again.
Tell us.
You watch and see what I tell you.
In case they forgot.
That boy is the truth. He is going to be our starting quarterback, and he's going to be the reason that we can use all those draft picks that we have coming up. Get him some weapons, and guys, I got to tell you this.
Now, wait a minute. I know he got to be the first person in Cleveland. Shout out to this Top Dog show. I know he has to be the first person in Cleveland that has a microphone that have said that Shedeur is the truth, and he will be the first person to give us an opportunity to capitalize off of Andrew Berry's draft class. This year, the draft class that most people admit he did a damn good job of putting together, right? And honestly, let's just be honest. People have tried to fire Andrew Berry, but make excuses for Stefanski. Stefanski getting ready to fail up, but they want to talk about Mendoza coming in next year as if Shedeur is not that guy. You see what it takes for honesty to come about, right? People that you don't always see all the time tell the truth, and they want to, the media, the people over there in Cleveland, want to call out the Shedeurians or the Shedeur Sanders fans, or however they want to say it, Shedeur Nation or whatever they want to say it. I'm like, we're Shedeurians, right? And they think it's just us. These people are right there in Cleveland. That's why when I interviewed the guy, was it last week? Saint, that's why when I interviewed him, I was so happy to find a Cleveland fan in Atlanta to get the truth. Because the media, they just lying. They either clickbaiting and using Shedeur for clicks, or they lying to make people think, oh, he's not that guy. It's okay to go out and get Mendoza. Shedeur is better than Mendoza. And now you have Cleveland fans starting to say, y'all need to pump the brakes on this Mendoza. Y'all haven't seen nothing from him that make you think he better than who we have, right? And now Stefanski. Well, Deshaun, come on out here now. See, Deshaun should have been allowed to practice. This December, he could have came out in October, beginning of November. And they delayed him because it seems that Stefanski wanted to go back to Dillon. But when he couldn't go back to Dillon because maybe they vetoed him, well, come on, Deshaun. And the media, overall media is like, now we're not going to see Deshaun. He likely going to start off real slow, going with the practice squad. I'm like, y'all keep acting like you don't see Stefanski being desperate out here, running to any and everybody. Can I get you to sabotage Shedeur? Can I get you to sabotage Shedeur? You think you want to sabotage Shedeur? To the point that people are upset because he benched a healthy O-lineman who's the best O-lineman that they have. And now his mama out here trying to understand PFF. And she deleted the tweet. So I don't know if she did it on purpose or it was an accident, but she ended it with a question mark. So it's a lot happening. But for his mama to have to get on the internet or somebody to take her phone and do it and try to speak to this situation, it's dysfunction. Stefanski is trying everything possible to keep Shedeur from balling out. Can I get you to sabotage Shedeur? Jerry, can I get you, tell her I'm gonna take you out? I'm a lie. He willing to lie. So if you willing to lie, you willing to cheat. If you willing to cheat, you willing to bribe Jerry Jeudy. That's how I see it. And at the same time, he running around trying to find people to set up Shedeur. They putting out stories saying he deserves another opportunity to coach next year, or he's getting ready to fail up to another organization. It should be fire Kevin Stefanski from everyone because his behavior is criminal. It's criminal. So shout out to this guy. Let's listen to him one more time. Shout out to this Top Dog show out of Cleveland. Y'all go watch this one. This will sound like they on the up and up.
Guys, I got to tell you this. It was a beautiful 36-yard touchdown pass that Shedeur threw to, was it Fanning? I think it was. Yeah. Beautiful pass that he threw. People could say what they want to say. And I'm going to tell you guys again.
Tell us.
You watch and see what I tell you.
In case they forgot.
That boy is the truth. He is going to be our starting quarterback, and he's going to be the reason that we can use all those draft picks that we have coming up. Get him some weapons, and guys.
There you go. Get him some weapons, right? Get rid of Jerry Jeudy, and let's talk about this for a minute, right? I want to talk about this. Okay, so remember I said that there was a a 2-clip comparison. It wasn't side by side. I wish it would have been. I might try to do it side by side. Tez Johnson from Tampa Bay and Jerry Jeudy. Understand this. I said, wait, Tez Johnson went to Oregon and he was drafted 6th or 7th round. He was drafted late. And I remember when Shiloh was over there in Tampa, I saw Tez. I said, wait a minute. How did Tez get over there to Tampa? Now, y'all know Tez, I think Tez Johnson is the player from Oregon that was adopted by Bo Nix family. So he was raised the rest of some of his, time with them. So, I mean, it's crazy that Cam Ward could get Restrepo to Miami, but they couldn't get Dylan, his receiver from Oregon, Tez, and they let him go 6th and 7th round. Tez went late. And he over there hustling like that? You mean to tell me you didn't want Dylan to come over here with Tez, who hustled like that? Who grew up in the house with Bo Nix at some point? So you didn't want Dylan to be successful. Ain't no damn way you got Tez over there at Tampa hustling like that, and you got Jerry Jeudy over here skipping to my loop. I told y'all. They got Dylan because they knew he couldn't win. And as soon as Dylan find that out, they gonna be mad. Because they believe we thought you really wanted us to play ball for you. We thought you really wanted us to be developed by Flacco and Pickett. We didn't know you only wanted to get us because we couldn't do it. That explains why they pivoted from Shedeur, because they didn't want to win, period. And this why Stefanski, can I get you to sabotage Shedeur? How much I pay you to sabotage and stay off the field? He desperate. So desperate. I want you to listen to his press conference today. Talk about a switcheroo. Stefanski is either auditioning for a job, he already a legal liability, and people out here telling his true record. The fact that anybody want to hire him is just as crooked as that prank caller from Ole Miss, because it's the same type of situation, right? You're not being told the truth. They're like, a lot of the locker room still wants Stefanski to be the guy. I don't believe that for 5 seconds. I said the only reason they saying that is because they either scared, they've been intimidated, coerced, or retaliated against. They don't believe that Kevin Stefanski is like that. His record proves he's not like that. But when it comes to Kevin Stefanski, he can fail up even though his record is 6-23. But it's Shedeur is the problem. No, Stefanski is the problem. And they want us, the Shedeurians, Shedeur Sanders fan base, to be quiet about it while once again they devalue him and execute a character assassination to destroy his trade value for a sub 500 coach. Hell no. We are not going to let you destroy greatness in peace. No, it's going to be a fight to the death. And the fans run this here. Understand that the fans run this. Without us, whether it's watching TV or whether it's going to the stadium, nothing is shaking. Nothing is shaking. That's why they're worried about Shedeur Sanders fan base in Cleveland. It's too late for that. So I want y'all to hear Kevin Stefanski's press conference. I'm like, I told y'all he was a legal liability. He done switched all the way up. First, he couldn't even say Shedeur's name. Now he can't stop saying it. Now he can't stop saying it. Shedeur. Keep touching on it. I'm like, you touch Shedeur one more time. I'm like, you put your hands on Shedeur one more time because we know you being fake and phony. Now remember, you're going to listen to this press conference, but keep in mind the context. Stefanski has already benched Teller, the best O-lineman, and lied and said he was injured before the Titans game. Stefanski took Teller out of the game last week, the best O-lineman, for no reason. And Stefanski started getting pressure. Now keep in mind what I just told you and listen to this. Look at how well he speaks of Shedeur now.
Shedeur's been outstanding in the meeting room with Deshaun. Deshaun's been outstanding with all those guys. So it's really an impressive group that helps each other. So I think having Deshaun out there will be great for Shedeur. I think it's great for Dylan. Bailey obviously is a guy that provides great value to us. So just having all those guys on the field, I think, is beneficial. meeting room. It's fun to be in there with all those guys, Bailey, Shedeur, Dylan, Coach Muss, Tommy. Everybody's got a different perspective of this game. And I think having a guy like Deshaun in there who's seen so much and has been through different situations and can provide great counsel to young quarterbacks, I just think that's invaluable.
But he didn't give a damn enough about Deshaun to have him to come out and practice as soon as he was available. It was when Dylan can't come back. Because remember, the former football player said they went to dinner with Dylan and all this. And every time he go to dinner with Dylan, he tell him something. So it looked like they was pushing him to go with Shedeur, and he don't want to do that. So he went and got Deshaun after delaying Deshaun. So Deshaun's time can overlap with Shedeur's. And the broader media wants you to believe that Stefanski is not going to play Deshaun. I'm like, that's the whole point of the reason that he went and got him. He was going to leave him out there until week 17. Stefanski is the reason Deshaun got injured. He let Deshaun get sacked 33 times in 7 games, and then the insurance company paid his salary. I mean, it's just giving fraud and negligence to me, but, this is the guy they want to fail up to the New York Giants because they have to take care of him. Just like they taking care of Andrews with this 3-year contract for a 14-year veteran for $23 million after he destroyed the hopes and the future advancement of the postseason last year. But they want to keep yapping about Shedeur. He hold the ball too long. Well, if he don't know the receivers and it's taking them a while to get to their spots and they don't know how to work with him, well, that's what's going to happen. He's not going to just sit there and throw the ball away and y'all just jack up his numbers because that's what you want. He's going to make something happen. You love when Pat Mahomes do it. You love when Pat Mahomes take time to extend plays. Well, maybe not this year, but you did before. I saw Pat Mahomes, the look on his face. He's like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, 17-32. You count to the black side, so they can't do it. So he had to crawl his way out. Is he in the MVP conversation? So I want y'all to hear this guy right here. This is the last one I want y'all to hear for today. And again, to show you, people say they too worried about Shedeur Sanders fan base. They need to be worried about Kevin Stefanski. That's what I say. You don't have no smoke for Kevin Stefanski. Now, this guy is black, but you know how people are. All kinfolk, not skinfolk. So I think he must be trying to get his platform up. That's what I think. So let's just listen to what he got to say, and then we're going to take to the comments. This is what they talking about in Cleveland instead of fire Kevin Stefanski or fire Haslam. It should definitely be fire Kevin Stefanski. They might be stuck with Haslam unless they want to do something about it. All right. So let me make sure y'all can see my screen. Now, this guy's name, I think, is Emmett Golden. Y'all might know him. I don't know him. But I thought what he said was interesting. So I wanted y'all to see what they really talking about in Cleveland. Somebody say it's a slow news day. I'm like, you need to be talking about Kevin Stefanski. Take a listen.
If you think he is a really good quarterback and a great young man, stop trying to save him every time somebody critiques him. If you think he is a really good quarterback and a great young man, stop trying to save him every time somebody critiques him.
Let's talk about the word critique. Okay, first of all, they not critiquing Shedeur, okay? They are judging him harshly. They are misrepresenting the scenario. So, like, for the people that decided to put together this right here, you're going to put a side-by-side comparison of Dylan's starts versus Shedeur's starts, right? And I think they did this in a preseason without being honest about Kevin Stefanski, his poor play calling for Shedeur, and his better play calling for who? Poor play calling for Shedeur, but better play calling for Dylan. So they put something together like this again. Shedeur's first 2 starts versus Dylan's first 2 starts, right? Shedeur's QBR rating was better than Dylan's when it was all said and done after the Panthers game, etc., and the Eagles game. Did Shedeur get the nod for QB2? No. What did Kevin Stefanski do? He came back to the podium and said after the Panthers game, after the Eagles game, we're going to have to push Shedeur down like he was a dog, right? He's a human being, and you talking about him, we're going to have to put him down like he's a dog. And what happens? In the Rams game, he got sacked 5 times. So this time when people put these types of things together, what is it that they do? They say, well, Dylan played 2 games, Shedeur played 2 games. And what part are you leaving out? Dylan has had how many reps? Dylan had all of the reps that he could get. It was a buffet for Dylan. Dylan had 160 reps. Shedeur had 100. They wasn't even on the same page in training camp. They didn't even have Shedeur lined up. Even with Kenny Pickett being hurt, I remember going back and counting how many reps Shedeur could have gotten from Kenny Pickett. They didn't give Shedeur all of the reps from Kenny Pickett when he got that hamstring issue. They gave him less than what Kenny Pickett had. So they've been cheating Shedeur the whole way. And this guy said, we trying to save Shedeur. You know what we trying to save Shedeur from? We ain't trying to save Shedeur. We pressing for accountability because Kevin Stefanski has been cruel towards Shedeur, and cruelty was the point. Kevin Stefanski has denied Shedeur a fair opportunity to develop, even when Dylan Gabriel made it to QB1, just in case. Kevin Stefanski has been playing keep away with QB1 for Shedeur Sanders since he been in Cleveland. He has mistreated Shedeur. He has been dismissive of Shedeur, which is dehumanizing Shedeur. So we're not saving Shedeur. We're holding Kevin Stefanski accountable, something the Cleveland media doesn't want to do, which is why he's getting ready, or they're talking about a sub 500 coach with a 6-23 record failing up. That's what we're doing. We're not saving Shedeur. We're holding Kevin Stefanski accountable because y'all refuse to. And you want to judge Shedeur harshly as if he had 160 reps and Dylan had 160 reps and made a best man win. No, Shedeur been held back the entire time, denied the opportunity to develop the entire time. And you want to line him up with Dylan like it was fair. Absolutely not. What y'all really want is for Shedeurians and fans on other NFL teams that's rooting for Shedeur. Shedeurians. What y'all really want is for us to let y'all defame him, discriminate against Shedeur, devalue him in peace, like you did the draft. See, we didn't know what the hell was going on. But the moment I figured out it's on camera, you could see when I realized that they did all of this defaming Shedeur, lying on him, just so they could get Jackson Dart. And now you're doing it again because you want to get a white quarterback. I don't even really know if you want Mendoza or if you just want to collect him like an infinity stone with the other black and brown quarterbacks, because you didn't bring Dylan in to win this year. You knew Dylan couldn't win. You let Dylan throw 52 reps in one game. You let Shedeur Sanders get 52 reps in one game in the O-line and see what happened. It's going to be lights out football. That's why Shedeur doesn't get that. And y'all don't hold Kevin Stefanski accountable, but you look for every moment to critique or judge harshly or lie, flat out make up stuff about Shedeur. And people saw y'all be cruel to this young man in the draft. Use all of these talking points, all of the media to do what? To lead and execute assassination on him. So people would think it was just for him to be pushed down to 144, or people would believe the lies. He's just not that good. No, he's the best. Just like that man said, last name Dixon, number 29. This kid is the truth. And the same play he was speaking about is the same play LeBron tweeted about Shedeur. And this is why people have gone back and pulled up Jackson State footage of Shedeur and Colorado footage so you can see him do the same thing. This kid is the franchise quarterback he was supposed to be before the owner Haslam came out and said, oh, we still got Deshaun. But then he want to trample himself down there and bring Andrew Berry in tow to Ohio State and Texas. Who you going to get from over there? But you still got Deshaun. And you don't want to trade Deshaun. And you allowed Deshaun to get hurt. What you did to Deshaun, 33 sacks in 7 games, is negligence. It's no different than that doctor and the San Diego Chargers puncturing Tyrod Taylor's lung because the same thing happened to Deshaun, happened to Tyrod Taylor. You use those injuries to rob them of their QB1 status as starters. And then when Jameis Winston took over, I don't know how the hell you have 2 receivers with 2,000 yards, but you only win 3 games. And then you take Jameis Winston, who was QB2, and you devalue him and send him over to New York as a QB3. And you think you're going to do that to Shedeur, and you asking us to let you do it in peace. Absolutely not, Emmett. Absolutely not. Shedeur already, rookie minicamp beat Dylan. Mandatory minicamp, training camp beat everybody. But all he gets sabotaged and denied and cruel behavior by the head coach, who's now a legal liability. So he want to straighten up and fly right, while at the same time hugging on Shedeur, stabbing him in the back by taking Wyatt Teller off the line. After Wyatt Teller celebrated Shedeur, because we know anybody that celebrates Shedeur get retaliated against. Where the hell is Tony Brown? Y'all need to fire Stefanski and give Tony Brown his job back. And see, the media over there in Cleveland could be calling all of this out, but they want us to be quiet so Kevin Stefanski can sabotage Shedeur in peace. Hell no, Emmett. There is ample evidence that is documented that y'all had plenty of time to call out Kevin Stefanski. But you chose to harass Shedeur instead, to try to devalue Shedeur Sanders instead of holding Kevin Stefanski accountable, and now he getting ready to fail up. So no, we're not going to let you destroy greatness that is Shedeur Sanders in peace. So, on with the smoke. So, as you can see, any kind of number Shedeur had, he looked good. Whether it was preseason, he was at the top. He had preseason week 1, he was already at the top, and Kevin Stefanski tried his best to overlook and not acknowledge and talk about Shedeur being one of the best quarterbacks. Remember, Shedeur was supposed to be drafted ahead of Jackson Dart. They pushed Shedeur so far down, they took Jackson Dart, and Shedeur was better than him then. See, they don't want Shedeur to get out here and ball out at the same week that Jackson Dart playing, so you could see what is obvious. Shedeur is better than Jackson Dart. Shedeur gets set up. Jackson Dart gets propped up. Shedeur gets sabotaged. Dylan gets propped up. Dylan didn't materialize as a QB1 or 2 or possibly a 3 while being propped up. But Shedeur, every time he play and take the field and do what he can while being restricted, he still balls out. That's greatness. You're not going to destroy greatness. Greatness, if you don't let greatness breathe and materialize, greatness going to move on to another league. And we going to 10 million strong. So no, we will not allow you to destroy greatness or black excellence in peace. We see what time it is, Emmett. So let me see what y'all saying about all of this, because it's a lot of things they could be talking about in Cleveland, and holding Kevin Stefanski accountable is one of them. But instead, they over there covering up lies about Wyatt Teller and the fact that Wyatt Teller said he's fine and Wyatt Stefanski lied, and they should use it to open the door to see how many injuries Kevin Stefanski has been weaponizing injuries to restrict players' movement, which is what? Collusion. All right, so welcome everybody. Let's see who in here. So I'm glad I let y'all see the Dixon, Mr. Dixon, number 29. You see how people speak well of Shedeur? They want you to believe Shedeur is average. No, the hell he's not. It said, let's go, chat. We in here. Facts. Hit the like button for me. Hit the like button. It said, Queen will proceed to give us what we need. Facts. Hey, how you doing? Hit the like button. Grand evening. Hey, Crowley, how you doing? Hey, everybody. Glad to see the squad is all back. We love you, Miss Pilar. Come see us in advance. We love you. It said, thanks for all you do. You're welcome. It said Deshaun Watson is, yes, he can come back to practice. He has 21 days to practice. It's supposed to be starting off with the practice squad. I want Deshaun Watson to get his opportunity so he can get traded to another team and go ball out. I would hate to see Deshaun QB1 and Shedeur QB1 on the same roster next year for Cleveland to just try to bury on the depth chart and devalue both of them before they leave there. So I wish Deshaun Watson the best. Shedeur's already proven he's QB1. I could go back to that clip of Mr. Dixon talking about that and put it on a loop, because that's how a lot of people feel. And Shedeur did that, was great with this much time. And Dylan had 52 reps in one game. Shedeur has never had that. And Kevin Stefanski has made sure he hasn't had it. And that's what the Browns media over there need to be talking about. Not covering up for Stefanski so he could fail up in peace. It said, I read Roethlisberger is trying to get Tomlin fired. He probably is. It's crazy how they're trying to get Tomlin fired, but they need to be over here talking about Stefanski. That's how you know it's about black versus white. This is not about football. How are you trying to fire Mike Tomlin? When you gonna fire Harbaugh? Why you don't fire him? And who you gonna hold responsible for giving Mark Andrews a 3-year extension after he just what? He failed. Caused the whole postseason. But then you want to set up Lamar Jackson every opportunity you get because you don't want to go to the Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson because y'all asked him to be a wide receiver and he said, no, I want to be a quarterback because he made a decision for himself. It said, all money ain't good money. Facts. That's facts. If I'm Mendoza, hell, I'm running. I'm like, Because I hope Mendoza see. You see how they coming for you? Or they coming for Dante Moore? Why they not coming for Julian Sayre? Why they not coming for Carson Beck? Why they don't want to get, who else coming out? Nussmeier. Why they don't want to get him? Because they ain't letting him come here with Stefanski. That's why. They not letting him. And they not even top 5 quarterbacks. And they still don't talk about them going somewhere. They want to get the black and the brown quarterbacks to destroy. That's all it is. They just threw Flacco over there and grabbed him off the practice squad and let him close out the season when the 3 black quarterbacks put together a winning record. And this is after the NFL apologized for not listening to the black players. Again, I'm out here performing. I'm trying to gravitate to all these black people. We apologizing and I'm stabbing y'all in the back at the same time. One of my faves, Coco Jones, they're going to let her sing, lift every voice and sing at the Super Bowl, right? And y'all know Bad Bunny is doing the Super Bowl halftime show. Kendrick did it last year. And I say, you know what? All that's well and good. And I'm happy for Coco and I want her to get all her shine. But you doing all of this, performing and trying to make black people think that you cool with us while you stabbing Shedeur and all these other black quarterbacks in the back. We not with that, bro. We not with that. We gonna call it out. So I'm happy for anybody black they want to gravitate towards. I'm happy for any ads for black products or whoever they think is black products that can benefit, but understand what it is and what it is not. Understand when you're being used and don't go along with the tomfoolery. Understand that. Sure, get the bag. I ain't mad. But we not gonna lie. It said, don't forget about QB Tyrod Taylor. Yep, QB Tyrod Taylor. That's why I said Deshaun Watson is essentially Tyrod Taylor. Both were QB1s, and they use injuries to take them away from that. That's why I say Deshaun better be careful. Better be careful, because when we came to the Cleveland side of things with Shedeur, all they were talking about, Deshaun will never play another snap in the NFL. I'm like, how can you be so sure? Because that's the plan. That's how you know they didn't give him $230 million because he was good. They probably gave him $230 million for retaliating, just like they're retaliating against Wyatt Teller. You see it runs rampant. Injuries fate. But when you a black quarterback, your injuries are real and they cause you pain. And negligence is how you got those injuries. The doctor that punctured Tyrod Taylor's lung, he never got fired. I'm like, how is it that you were never worried about him doing this to another player? Common sense says, oh, that was just for him. And now Deshaun sacked 33 times in 7 games. That's crazy. That's excessive. How many times Cam Ward been sacked? 48. That's why his mom is quiet. Cam Ward, all y'all, Shedeur, y'all need to stay hydrated out here. Because they're probably going to try to embarrass both of y'all at the same time. HBCUs in the house. Facts. All day. All day. All day. Congrats to every recipient. Facts. They did really well for HBCU football next year. Congrats to PV coach. I thought they meant Deshaun Jackson was coach of the year. No, they said they felt like he should have gotten hit over Tennis Bears, but he didn't get it. Morgan State is located in Baltimore, Maryland. Yes. Mackenzie Bezos. Thank you. I'm like, I don't know why I can remember her name. There should be a Mackenzie Bezos building on every HBCU campus. She has generously donated money to, because she is doing what they refuse to. So let's show some gratitude here, because Deshaun Jackson is not MEAC born. What you mean he's not MEAC born? He's a MEAC coach, isn't he? It say all I heard today was how broke CU was. Right. All of this is happening on signing day. I'm like, so y'all just trying to run Coach Prime off. I told y'all they went and got Coach Prime because all them black players wanted to not go to PWIs and flip over there. That's what they didn't want. That's what it was. See, this confirms my theory. They treated him. It was never about the money for them. They got money. Let's see who the next coach is and if they act like that on National Signing Day. It said those numbers are fours. Just look at the number of times the Buffaloes. Right. When Coach Prime was there, first 30 days, the school generated $90 million. Then what happened? TV rights deals, $300 million. In addition to that, 3 sold out seasons, and you don't have no money. You know what that post was about? We don't have no NIL, so don't come to Colorado. Sabotage. And you know what? Coach Prime's still probably going to win. But he got to get the right offensive coordinator. And unfortunately, he stuck with his defensive coordinator. And I told y'all that was not a coincidence. That was not a coincidence. So they ready for him to go. We done with you now. It said cautionary tale for HBCU coaches, just in case they try to poach you. Yep, because we talked about that. We talked about this probably about 2 weeks ago. I said, let's see who they try to poach next. I said, Willie Simmons, you over there at FIU, stay over there. I'm like, because if you go to a PWI, you next. What's going on at Syracuse? Luckily, what's his name? Fran Brown went and got Tusi. Hopefully it works out. So Tusi used to be a rapper, and he somehow started playing football, and he ended up at Syracuse. So that's bringing them a lot of attention. And then on the basketball side, Lala and Carmelo Anthony's son, Cayenne, they over there balling. So it's up from Syracuse. If they can get the football and the basketball at the same time, that's huge for the university. And then, did y'all hear about Colorado State? So Colorado State hired, let me get this right, Jim Mora. Now, I know Jim Mora used to be a head coach of the Saints, but is this his son? Well, anyway, they went and got some celebrity coach. I said, oh, now you want to get us, now you okay with a celebrity coach after you harassed the hell out of Coach Prime. Now you want somebody that can bring some notoriety to the school. You see, they were jealous. That's all it is. They was just jealous. And Norvell got fired. See, that's why if you black, don't let these people use you. Because you see, they done fired him. He should have just been. Enrollment increased plus the cost of admission. Yup. It said this is BS. Coach Prime should be the AD as well. How you say he should be the athletic director? Hell, actually, you know what? That's actually a good idea. If Coach Prime is ready to be done with coaching, he really could be the athletic director over there. He really could. It said Colorado's ungrateful. Right. They ready. They like, we got what we needed. We cool. Operating in bad faith. The big schools never like, yep, they didn't. And it's funny how you're not hearing anything outside the conference. This is coming inside the conference. I'm like, how are you trying to trash a coach that's in your conference? It's 16 schools out here. And you're going to tell players from Alabama and Georgia, you going to tell them, stay over there. Don't come to Colorado. Why the hell should they go to Texas Tech? Oh, right, they got money. See, it's funny how you don't hear them complaining about Coach Prime record and we paid him $10 million, but we don't have enough money going through 2026. I wonder why. You blaming Coach Prime? Nobody told you to pay Rob Livingston all that money. You should have paid Travis and the rest of all of them defenders from last year. Yep, that's what you should have did. Pay BJ Green because he over there balling out. And Jacksonville and Cameron Craig too. They both on the 53-man roster. Get well soon, Trav. Get well soon. It said the fix is on again. Right. They're going to get him coming or going. It don't even matter. It said they are trying to scare the recruits away. That's it, y'all. It said don't forget about former Browns QB Tyrod Taylor. I didn't forget. I didn't forget. That's why I made the comparison. Oh, I was on Patreon. I made the comparison to Deshaun and Tyrod Taylor both being QB1s, that they used injuries to push them out of the way. Same thing with Anthony Richardson. I was just on Patreon before I came on here. If he leaves, they will go back into the abyss. And they somehow seem to think that don't matter. I totally agree, but they don't seem to care. And the media keeps putting out that Coach Prime is going to the NFL. I haven't heard that yet. Hell, I hope he does. I'm sick of college football because they too racist. It said this is all by design. They hate seeing a guy like Coach Prime succeed. They will do everything they can to stop it, right? Totally agree. It said packed Colorado Stadium, TV revenues, a Heisman Trophy winner. Stop playing, right? And you know what's going to happen as soon as he gone. They're going to take down, probably, it might leave Travis up there and take down Shedeur stuff. They being real nasty and real ugly. And that's how they going to be until he gone. Because they don't have enough money, they say, to pay him. I think they don't want to enrich him. That's what I think. I think they got it. They just going to give it to the next coach. They basically said they wanted him for the recruiting. That was it. That was it. Preach queen. That was it. I mean, that really was it. Yup, that's nasty work. That's nasty work. That's what it is. It said they'll never forgive Coach Prime for forcing Alabama coach to resign. Oh, you talking about Nick Saban? I didn't know Coach Prime forced him to resign. But yeah, I'm sure they're gonna blame him for that too, right? It said rebuilding since 2020. Put your hands where my eyes can see it. Yep. People don't know that the Browns been rebuilding since 2020. And in September, it's documented. In September, I think it says ESPN. That's why I want to show it, because it'd be copyrighted. It's documented. In September of this year, with Shedeur on the ground, has them say, yeah, we probably going to be rebuilding for another 2 to 3 more years. I say, okay, he robbing y'all. I'm like, he robbing y'all. I said, this man been rebuilding for almost a decade now. It's 5 years, and he going to go another 3. So he going to be rebuilding all the way to the stadium open. Okay, y'all got a good time. Y'all, I know y'all bleed orange and brown, but y'all need to get some new colors. Do something, because that's crazy, bro. I think he's styling. I think he's styling. Because I don't know when the last time Dallas won anything. And what they got going on is rigged. I don't care what nobody say. It's rigged. It's rigged. I'm like, y'all been trashing Dak forever, but suddenly he a genius. It said this is a circus. Yep, the Browns are a circus. It said protect the wolf in sheep's clothing. Yep, that's what they trying to do. Get him to fail up. It said Teller knows they all lied. Nobody had injuries. Right. And for Teller to say, yeah, I'm good. I'm not injured. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. See, I said somebody on the inside need to talk. I've been over there in them offices, but I'll take what Teller said, because it proves Stefanski uses injuries to control players' movement. Fake injuries. Fake injuries. Now you should be going back. If I'm an insurance company, and that's why I say, who is the insurance company? Because if they related to the insurer, they're not going to say nothing. But if I'm not related and I'm hearing this, I'm gonna start looking through all of these claims you can file for everybody. And you know what? We gonna audit you, because I think you got some fraud going on over there. I think you allowed Deshaun to get injured so we could pay Deshaun's salary instead of you. And if Deshaun get injured again, understand, because y'all done already said you're not trading him. You done already said he done played his last snap in the NFL. So you only holding on to him to get him hurt so you can file another insurance claim and they could pay his salary again. That's fraud. That's fraud. That's fraud. That's exactly what it is. It said, wow, mom is out for no plan about her son. Yeah, Teller's mom wasn't playing. I was like, do she really know what PFF is? No, I don't know. I was like, who wrote this? But she started off. It's like she started off saying it, and somebody else was like, let me put the rest of this in here. I thought it was his wife, but it was his mom. And she said, I was happy she spoke up, and she said she didn't like how they treated him. And now they want to say they doing Teller dirty. What did I say yesterday? If y'all would have called out Stefanski doing Shedeur dirty way back, mini camp or training camp, or see these stats right here, if you would have called Stefanski out behind this right here, that Shedeur was the best, that he did Shedeur dirty, y'all would be headed to the playoffs. Tell me I'm wrong. You waited until somebody white got roped up. That's what you did. I like Teller, but y'all should have been said something. That's what happened. That's why slavery lasted 400 years. All right, so it said the NFL loves. Yep, I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It said his mom knows what she talking about. He supposedly benched Teller for poor play. The second reason given. Teller said he's not injured. That's what he said. Stefanski said Teller was injured. They changed the reasons. Stefanski said he was injured. You know, they got a list of reasons. First, he said calf injury. Then they changed it to coach's decision. So now it's poor play. Okay. All right. All I know is when Teller was in there and 55 was in there, Shedeur could get that ball off. When they took Teller out and they took 55 out, remember we would live. We talking about, so now they're going to take out the center, talking about some kind of leg injury. Let's see if it happened again. Shedeur started getting pressured when those two came out the game. And Stefanski already taken Teller out, and then he probably going to take another lineman out. And guess what happens? Shedeur going to get pressured. Vegas has the Browns winning this game, but Stefanski is doing everything by hook or crook. Desperate. Can you set Shedeur up? Can you set Shedeur up to make sure Shedeur don't win this game? It's like he going to combust if Shedeur win one more game than Dillon. Here's what Stefanski don't understand. You heard what Mr. Dixon said, right? This guy here's the truth. We have seen that through the few quarters he has played with limited reps on third down when you keep running wildcats and quarterback sneaks with the tight end. We already know what Shedeur is. Everything else is just a damn bonus. It says 6-23, yet they say Coach Mike Tomlin with a 6-6 record this season on the hot seat. Right. Mike Tomlin is 6-6 this year, never had a losing season. Stefanski is sub 500 and went 3-14 last year and on his way back to that. And Shedeur probably can help it get better. And he about to have a meltdown if Shedeur record is better than Dillon's. He cares about the wrong thing. He cares about the wrong thing. I'm like, the goal is to win. Didn't they tell you that? So he trying to make sure if they win, well, it's going to have to be with somebody else, not Shedeur. Like Stefanski, we already know you lied about Shedeur. Just keep it pushing. If God let you make it, then shut up. It said, I'm a Giants fan. And we say, hell no, we don't want Kevin Stefanski. Oh, that's right. Any Ravens fans are here? How y'all feel about Mark Andrews getting a 3-year contract extension with $23-some-odd million? Please, somebody let me know. A Browns fan was in the chat yesterday telling me they bet $200 on the Titans and Browns. So whoever that was, if you out there, how do you feel about Mark Andrews' extension? Because I swear he being paid for his services last year. I've already started boycotting the NFL. Systemic racism, that just proves what I've been suspicious about for a long time. It says they're not even trying to hide it anymore. It's disgusting. Agreed. It said, how many sacks did they hold Tiller responsible for? I don't know. I have to look. I'd have to check. I think I was too busy looking at Jerry Jeudy run slow. It said maybe Stefanski will end up coaching the New York Jets. Hell no, because Aaron Glenn just got that job. So he need to go home. Stefanski and Dillon, I'm sorry. And maybe, you know what? Maybe Dillon would actually be better. Because I don't know how he go to Oregon and be this bad. I mean, I'm like, how did he do that? Right? His girlfriend thought he was somebody worth having. She got his name all on her bags and stuff. And he just out here looking hopeless. Like, I don't understand that. But maybe he like Daniel Jones and he just gonna end up in 6 years somewhere else balling out. Good luck to him. Good luck to him because they playing in his face. They definitely playing in his face. So it says if he's going to take his playbook with him. If Stefanski gonna take his playbook with him, he's not going anywhere. Here's 8 plays. They say he got 8 plays in rotation. That's totally interesting. That is hilarious. That's hilarious. That's a good one. Who said that? Daz, welcome, Daz. Welcome. I like that. It said, I'm gonna save that one. It said, let me give you the crown of the day. Shout out to Daz. If Kevin Stefanski leave and take his playbook with him, he's not going nowhere. I can't believe they trying to find him another job. It said, I keep saying all Shedeur injuries are suspect. It said, haven't heard mentioned if treatment for those reasons. I think he had treatment on a plane. Now, I know he possibly had back tightness, but what Stefanski did when Shedeur had a good evaluation, he good to go. Stefanski was like, not till I say so. You're not ready. Now he doing it to Wyatt Teller. And shout out to Wyatt Teller. I'm good. I'm not injured. I'm like, thank you. And you know, Mary Cabot was over there talking like, and it's Teller's it's his contract year. So we don't know what we gonna do. I'm like, really? Y'all gonna treat that man like that after 7 years? This is a lesson for anybody coming to Cleveland. Don't let these people use you. You see how they doing Teller dirty? Mm-hmm. Yep. They had Dylan out there looking crazy. 52 reps, and Shedeur can't even get 25. It said Cleveland should get Antonio Pierce to be the coach of the Browns and let him bring his people in. He did change the Vegas Raiders around. That's not a bad idea. If he's a good dude, I don't know. He say some weird stuff sometimes. He be on point sometimes, and sometimes it's like he angling for a job. So if you think he's trustworthy, I'ma just have to go with what you said. Anybody but Stefanski, but I said the next head coach of the Cleveland Browns should be, what's his name? The one that has the lawsuit. They're gonna have to find him a job. That's who they need to be finding a job. The dude that's suing you for racial discrimination in a class action lawsuit, Brian Flores. I said it should be him, but I'll take Antonio Pierce. It's that things that make you go, facts. It's that I'm a Giants fan, and they better not hire Stefanski. We just got rid of that ball, and we don't need another loser Stefanski, right? That's right. Are y'all really trying to find Stefanski a job? Like, for real? That's crazy. It's like they want to turn the NFL into some kind of white country club, right? And the black people could be the caddies, and that's about it. But the moment you get to be a golfer with them on the same level or a quarterback, all hell break loose. You got to get punctured in your lung. They let people sack you all this time, 33 times through 7 games, or they lie on you like Shedeur and try to destroy you mentally and physically. That's how they treat black quarterbacks. Because why? The quarterback position is the most important position on the team until Shedeur becomes a quarterback in Cleveland. Then suddenly, oh, we all family. Jerry Judy's fine. No, the hell he ain't. And he know he not. We right here. We see you. Talking about he and Shedeur fine. I would hope so. I would hope so, because that's what we're going to be saying. Shout out to Shedeur. It's that Judy crashed out. Stefanski is filling up facts. And they trying to find Stefanski another job. But they talking about, it's time to have a conversation about Jerry Judy and why he really not in Denver no more, or something like that. I'm like, oh, now y'all see, this is what I'm talking about. Jerry Judy, you better go out there and catch them footballs, because they finna destroy you. So it said Kevin mad about the symbol picture that Wyatt Teller posted. Yup. And everybody liked it, and it went viral. Just in case y'all don't know what is that Amber, or is that Amber is talking about. Yeah, Amber is talking about, remember the picture of number 77? I think I showed it a moment ago, of Wyatt Teller holding up Shedeur Sanders in celebration after like the Raiders game. That picture right there is what got Wyatt Teller taken out of, I think, the 49ers game. And then they started sacking Shedeur, and then has gotten him benched for the Titans game. It said, haven't heard about any of Shedeur injuries, not even a flare since. Yup. It said, I could see the NFL owners allowing Stefanski to replace the black coach. Oh, absolutely. Y'all talking about Pittsburgh? Nah, that's crazy. But they let Aaron Rodgers, 6-6 Aaron Rodgers, why they not talking about him? They let him block Shedeur. Is Kevin Stefanski fired yet? I'm going to ask every day until he fired. Every day. The elephant in the room is Stefanski and Dylan Gabriel agent who just signed Lane Kiffin to a 7-year, $91 million college head coach contract. The agent represent almost all of the top Euro NCAA coaches. Oh, I heard about that. CAA? Is that CAA or something like that? Okay, so here's what's happening. There's a lady who's a Clemson fan because she got on her jacket. She said, it's a black lady. She apparently is a Clemson booster because she got on the jacket and everything. She said, let me tell you about Lane Kiffin. So she pointed out everywhere he's worked, everywhere he's failed. And the first thing I said was, oh, he failed up. So while he didn't fail at Ole Miss, everywhere apparently until Ole Miss, he been failing and constantly, like Stefanski, just getting jobs, right? So I put it in my stories. This lady, I mean, she was well informed. I looked at her jacket, it's a Clemson logo, and she wanted people to know who Lane Kiffin really was. So if you follow me on IG, or if you don't, go to my stories, What She Said Sports, you gonna see her. She's a black lady wearing a Clemson jacket, and she's telling you about all of the failures of Lane Kiffin and how he just failed up into $91 million. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. That's why I said tis the season. Tis the season. It said, wow. Drake as he laid. What? It said his mom knows about PFF grades and her son's performance, which has slightly fallen off. She's also known her son has 1 year left on his contract. Stefanski is wrong either way, injury or poor play. She might know what PFF is. I'm being facetious. The point is, Teller said he's not injured. Kevin Stefanski said he had a calf injury. If it was poor performance, he should have just said that or said nothing. But for Teller to have to tell us, I'm not injured, the point is Stefanski seems to use injuries to restrict player movement. That's the point. If Stefanski didn't bench Teller and Ethan and Conklin in the Ravens game when they faced the stands, and Shedeur was pointing to the left where he got blitzed, then he didn't bench him for poor performance. He benched him because Teller celebrated Shedeur. Now, they could all be working together. But the point is, it appears that Stefanski lies about injuries to restrict player movement, which is collusion. That's the takeaway. That's the takeaway. It said Brock no rhythm Purdy. Yep, he was over there dancing. That was hilarious to me. Justin running from the devil fields. And the owner was mean towards him as well. It said Cam Ward in trouble. Myles Garrett is coming. Now that's facts. That's facts. I hope Cam got his shoes laced up. I sure do. It said Judy was tight at the presser today. He looked shell-shocked. It said reports say both Haslam and Barry talked to him. Yeah, I heard one of the reporters asked Judy, if you had to do it all over again, what would you do? He said talk to him in the locker room. They know he'll crash out. That's what you signed up for. It said Tomlin to Cleveland is what I've been hearing. So they want to disrupt his life. I'm like, anybody come to Cleveland that's black, it's a dead-end job. That's why I said, if we like Antonio Pierce, I don't know. Unless Haslam is letting Barry run the organization. Now, some of y'all like the little guy, Rizzo, over there in Cleveland. He was advocating for a football guy. They just need to clean house and get a football guy to come in and run it. I say, you mean Peyton Manning? Because that's who you mean. He been pushing that whole Peyton Manning to come run the organization. Okay. Barry supposedly was to get Podesta's old job. But I think the Rizzo guy wants it to be Peyton Manning. And of course, he would come in a year before or at the same time as his nephew. So Haslam and Barry supposedly spoke to Judy. That's what they say. I didn't see nothing about it, but I wasn't there. So it said Hanford Dixon. Okay, and Maria and Josh Cribbs are the go-to people for accurate reporting. Oh, okay, Selmo. So they out of Cleveland. All right. So Selmo said he likes that podcast that we were listening to. Is Dixon on there all the time? Top Dogs. That's what it was. He said Hanford Dixon. Yeah, so he must be on there all the time. So if y'all want to listen to somebody Cleveland, formulate your own opinion. I'm not endorsing nobody. Check out Top Dogs and see, because I don't see them all the time. I just so happen to see it today. So y'all can check that one out and let me know what you think. And if they say some good stuff, send it to me. Thank you. It said Shedeur is way better than Mendoza. It's not even close. Facts. It said they told him $52 million and you can't catch. Right. I can't believe they paid him. That's just, I don't think they paid him for his services. Maybe they paid him for his services and not football. It said that's what was reported. It's the trip, right? That fool clown before millions. Right. Hey, what the hell make you pay him? Oh, you thought you was gonna use him. Oh, okay. Yeah, he embarrassed all y'all. It said, I see Haslam doesn't like bad publicity. So is that the issue? He didn't like the bad publicity. Well, what the hell did he say when Stefanski justified? Oh, it's just family. It's just, and Judy, it's just football. What the hell did you think was gonna come of that? So Haslam don't like bad publicity. I wouldn't either. Because you know what I was thinking? I said, ain't no way Haslam running around the business community in Cleveland allowing Kevin Stefanski to be racist like this and all this negativity. You know, people talking about it's just always drama. I'm like, how the hell you just let him trash your organization like that, right? And now y'all bringing it out. He don't like bad publicity. Okay, we're going to see what happened. Because he should have fired. If he ain't like bad publicity, he should have fired Stefanski a long time ago. It said they have gotten players to collaborate on the sabotage. People are not running routes correctly. It said people are not blocking. People have fake injuries. You know what? Tina sent me a video of number 34, which is Jerome Ford. She said, now I'm new to this, Nola girl. Was he supposed to block for Shedeur? And I was like, I see a pass to Isaiah Bond. So I had to watch it a couple times and look for number 34. And then when I found him, y'all, he did like this. This is the man that he's supposed to block. He did just like this. He made a curve around him and kept it pushing. And the dude was coming towards Shedeur. I think this is why, before they got to Tommy Rees said Shedeur was going to be playing a lot with people he came in with, like the rookies and the spring people. And we like, what? So now he practicing with the ones and now you want him to play with the rookies. I feel that maybe Tommy Rees saw something with Jerry Jeudy in the Ravens game and like that, right? So that's why he made that call. But I think Kevin Stefanski overruled it. If you notice, Jerry Jeudy should have been benched. When they come out of the tunnel, I watched it on Well Off Media again today. They called the Browns, and then Jerry Jeudy come out and they talk about he went to Alabama. Then Shedeur comes out. And I thought about y'all saying Jeudy was jealous. I said, yeah, I could kind of see what they saying because, you know, they call his name like he wide receiver 1. But check this out. The tight end is wide receiver 1, Harold Fannin Jr. And the little bit that Isaiah Bond has done is also better than Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, that's what's crazy. And Tej Johnson is better than Jerry Jeudy. So if they truly wanted Dylan to be successful, they would have gotten Tej Johnson, but they devalued him. They drafted Dylan before they drafted Tej, and Tej wanted to use it in a clip lined up against Jerry Jeudy, just the comparison. I'm going to see if I can line it up together. We just have to look at it in the member section because you can't look at it out here because it's copyright or something. I haven't learned how to do that yet. They said there's a way around that. Dude is staying in college. He ain't got enough college reps and they offering him a good NIL deal. Oh, you talking about, who you talking about? Let me know who you talking about. Mendoza? Or you talking about the Manning kid? Let me know. Gemini, let me know who you're referencing. It's that the media is lying and using Shedeur for clicks and views. Facts. That's what I think it is. That's what I think it is. It's that an ex-Cleveland Brown who was in the Hall of Fame. I can't think of his name. Oh, they talking about Mr. Dixon? I don't know his first name. He said it. I think, yeah. So he used to play for the Browns, okay? It said, I love Shedeur's game. He's tough, poised, quick reads, and accurate. It said those are the most important things. Those are Montana Brady things, Super Bowl winning things. Facts. This kid could get there. And here's the thing. I think they know he could carry a team, take a team. Like with a defense like the Browns, Shedeur, Quinshon Junkins, Dylan Sampson, and some receivers, but they didn't get no receivers, right? Hell, but Isaiah Bond and then Harold Fannin Jr., that could work, right? And maybe somebody else that's the hungry dog that we don't get to see because they haven't elevated them. He could have done what Jaden Daniels did in year 1, and they don't want that because everybody can't do that. And then the question becomes, well, how long? Like if Lamar would have won his 3rd MVP, well, damn, Lamar did it in 5 or 6 or 7 years, and Tom Brady, it took him 11. That's the conversation that they avoided by giving it to Josh Allen. And then with Shedeur, Just like Jaden Daniels, just like CJ Stroud. And I told y'all they was gonna do the same thing to Jaden Daniels they did to CJ Stroud. And they both injured. So Jaden got pushed out the way, Lamar got pushed out the way. So, that's just what it is. They want to pick and choose. It's not competitive. They colluding all the way from the top to the bottom, inside out. It said his mom knows PFF. She's been beside her son. Guys, I was being facetious. It said, hey, everybody, what she said sports, check out Brown's football talk. He's from Cleveland and a Shedeurian. Okay, I never heard him. Okay, thank you for that. And Gemini said, get AJ Brown in free agency. I don't know about that. What y'all think about AJ Brown coming to Cleveland? From the veteran bond, wide receiver 2, get that kid from Ohio State as wide receiver 3, grab one more tight end guard. What tackle? First round. Okay. Do you think they would grab a wide receiver in the first round? You know who they should have got? They should have got Jimmy Horn Jr. or Ted McMillan. That's who they should have got. Think about it. They didn't fix the O-line. They didn't get no O-lineman. They went on the fire sale and got some people. And they still haven't let that guy play. Cornelius Lucas. I'm like, why would you pay him $5 million this year? $5 million next year, and you don't let him play? Does that make any sense? Because they don't want to win. See, Andrew Berry gets the people. Well, some of the people, because Haslam tell him who to get sometime. And Stefanski decides who to play. So Stefanski keeps Conklin out there, and he's one of the trio that faced the stands in the Ravens game, rather than going in a direction where Shedeur told him to go. I'm like, so you paying Cornelius Lucas $10 million. Is it over 2 years? Or is it $5 million for 2 years total, which is $2.5 million? Whatever it is, he not playing. And you went and got him. And that tells you Andrew Berry really doesn't have any power, direct power. He might have some indirect power to move some people out the way, right? But he don't have no direct power. And he clearly don't have a relationship with Stefanski to say, hey, so we can win, why don't you put Cornelius out there? That's why I went and got him. That should tell you everything that you need to know. They using Andrew Berry to do the math, to get the people for cheap. And Stefanski refuses to play him because he has a different agenda. It said Kevin Stefanski is not to be trusted. Totally agree. We already believe the fix is in. Right on. Yeah, now he can't stop saying Shedeur name. I'm like, you're so fake. I'm like, you don't even know how to be fake. If you don't like somebody, you don't just suddenly just start saying their name after you've been dismissing them for 6 months. And now all of a sudden you can't get their name out your mouth. That's the biggest sign of a faker. Fraud. This biggest sign of a fraud. I believe a word that come out of his mouth. Yeah, I wouldn't either. It says speaking well on Shedeur so he can get another job. That or something. It said, I think he can get another job. After everything he been doing in his record, and they even considering him. It said Kevin Stefanski is a turncoat. Yep. It said he's always mentioning Dylan's name. Right. And he even brought up Bailey Zapp. I'm like, okay, now you want to just talk about everybody. Okay. All right. It said, yes, exactly. I remember during the summer, Haslam had to come and clarify Berry and Stefanski's role. Remember that? Yep, I remember that. The team, because everybody was giving them the smoke about Shedeur. Yep. Yeah, Stefanski is, whew. It said, I think we need to blast Haslam just like Judy. That's what I say. I've been saying fire Haslam because he the problem. And finally, I think Mike Florio said it. He said, Cleveland will always be Cleveland because of the owner. That's how he said it. That's how he said it. So it says Shedeur is going to tear Cam Ward a new one. Oh, okay, so you feel like the Browns going to win. Okay. And I actually think I did a poll. Let's see. All right, I'm going to share it with y'all. I did a poll, and then we get ourselves out of here. And I'll be back tomorrow because there's no telling. There's just no telling who's going to fail up tomorrow. All right, so here we I did. Let's see if y'all can see my screen. All right, here we go. Okay, so I did 2 polls on X. I always ask questions to see take y'all's temperature and see what you're thinking. Okay, it's kind of the same poll, but I split it up so y'all could answer genuinely on both, but the result was the same. I said legendary versus generational, Shedeur versus Cam. Which QB will have the best game, the best stats when the Browns play the Titans this Sunday? And the game is in Cleveland. It says legendary, Shedeur Sanders, 95%. And then it says generational, 5%. So 5% of the people believe that Cam will have the better game, and 95% believe Shedeur. And the same thing, they believe the Browns will win. 92% of the people believe the Browns will win, and 8%, a little bit more, believe the Titans gonna get it. So that's what it is. Vegas and what she said, podcast community and other people that voted believe that Shedeur is going to win the game, and the Browns will win as well. So don't forget Stefanski trying to set Shedeur up by taking Teller out. But we gonna see what happened. We gonna see what happened in the game. All right, so we getting ready to get ourselves out of here. Yeah, they talking about the playbook. Yeah, that was funny. The playbook joke is if we talked about Stefanski failing upwards. Look like people trying to find him another head coaching job, which is ridiculous. But somebody in the comments said, well, if he take his playbook with him, if Stefanski take his playbook with him, he ain't going nowhere. So I totally agree with that. That was hilarious because they say he got 8 plays in rotation. He only has 8 plays in his playbook. And considering he got that playbook from Pat Schumer over at Colorado, who I hope has been fired and relieved of his duties, I agree. I agree. Because I have never seen so much predictable play calling in my life between the two organizations. Like I said, it's like they 2 people hanging out, trains rolling down the same track, communicating. And that's shameful, right? So I don't know if they're going to get him a job or not, but he need to be gone. All right. It said, do you think the black players will try to go hard to sack Cam Ward? I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I just think they're going to do what they've been doing. That's what I think. I just think they're going to do what they've been doing. But he's a mark. And the reason why he's a mark is because he has 48 sacks. And people say their O-line is trash, right? Here's the question. Is Cleveland O-line going to block for Shedeur this week? All 4 quarters. Is Kevin Stefanski going to keep taking Shedeur out the game? Is he going to give him more than 25 reps? Is he going to let him throw the ball other than on the 3rd down? Is Jerry Jeudy going to be benched? These are all the questions that need answers because Jerry Jeudy need to be benched, right? I love Shedeur so much for saying what? It takes time. Like Shedeur didn't promise. I ain't promise you I'm going to throw this ball to Jerry Jeudy. I got to see and get it together. We got to work out. And Jerry Jeudy let it know he's not about to do nothing different. That's what happened when you pay a buster $41 million guaranteed. That's it. And that's what they get for thinking ain't no black people. All black people are not the same. So you should have did your homework. I mean, it was right there for you, right? Now they want to come back and say, now we see why he didn't do well in other places. I'm like, so you didn't know that? No, okay, that's on you. That's on you. Like Shedeur say, just win, baby. Just win. I totally agree. We don't know how it's going to happen. I want Shedeur to be, I want him to finish the season without a punctured lung and a torn Achilles heel or some other weird injury they use against black quarterbacks to knock them out of their jobs. Anthony Richardson, his O-line let him get sacked so that they messed up his finger. He is throwing his hand. And then Daniel Jones took his job and he never got it back. So just win, baby. And I want Shedeur to stay safe. All right, I'm going to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow during the day. Hope you enjoyed the show. Turn your notifications on because I know I'm going to pop up. And I'll see y'all for sure at 10:35, but I'm going to pop up in the daytime as well. And look out for the In Case You Missed It videos. If you didn't catch the whole podcast, go back and rewatch it and check out what you missed. All right, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. Thank you, everybody. This was fun. Have a good night.